Your teen requested a ride, but this time not from you. It's through their Uber teen account. You drive your teenager around, a lot, to their friend Jacob's house, their other friend Jake's house, to James's, to Jaden's, to Jalen's, to...
Mom? This is Jake's house, not Jacob's.
Now with an Uber teen account, your teen can request a ride under your supervision. They'll ride with a highly rated driver, and with live trip tracking, you'll follow along the whole ride to their friends' houses that all sound the same. Add your teen to your Uber account today. See app for details.
Bye, Mom.
This episode is brought to you by Coffee Mate. Coffee Mate is the world's biggest coffee lover because we love all the ways you enjoy. Wait. Coffee Mate can't love coffee more than me. I'm a foodie. I went to Kyoto just for a nitro matcha latte. What? Oh, I have to finish the ad. Coffee Mate, for the love of coffee.
Before we jump into the show, we're very excited and honoured to tell you that we are currently part of Spotlight.
Spotlight is a project from Apple Podcasts which highlights a creator or creative team every couple of months, and they have chosen us, me and Lauren, the Self-Care Club, and 40-ish. Can you believe it? For the month of September.
I can believe it, and I'm delighted. Apple's editorial team believes that you're going to want to be spending a lot more time with us, and we definitely want to be spending time with you. So they kindly put us together. Thank you so much, Apple Podcasts.
We hope that you are enjoying the Self-Care Club, and we hope that you are going to stick around long after Spotlight to talk about all things self-care.
Don't forget you can listen ad-free to both this show and 40-ish when you subscribe to our channel.
Hello, everybody. I'm Nicole Goodman.
And I'm Laura Mishkon, and welcome to your weekly Wellness Roundup. We're bringing the feedback from you guys and the Self-Care Club community and a little bit of happening in the world of self-care and our TV, book, film, podcast recommendations, gossip, how we are, that sort of thing.
A bit of everything.
How are you this week?
I am good.
You've got a new blouse.
So have you.
And so have I. We're like Blouse City over here.
I got really into this blouse. Like I had to have, you have to have something.
We spied it simultaneously on a mannequin and both were like, ooh.
In the middle of Oxford Street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We were like, ooh.
Gotta have that. But you'd already done really well in Zara and I hadn't bought a thing.
Yeah.
You'd already bought a pair of shoes, you'd bought a jacket, you'd bought a shirt. Like you had done well.
I'd done so well.
And then you picked up the shirt that you're wearing for me as well. It didn't look so nice on me.
No.
And you were like, this is going to be our present for being on Spotlight.
My friend saw us we did a little Instagram story of us both wearing the shirt. And she said to me the next day, I just love this shirt. I knew Nicole wouldn't buy that shirt and that you would. I was like, how did you know? It just wasn't sexy enough for Nicole. I was like, oh, thanks.
Who was that?
Kate. Yeah.
Wasn't sexy enough for Nicole.
I love that.
This isn't sexy. This is like, because it's,
but imagine if what's going on under the table that no one could see.
But hold on, when she says sexy, she doesn't, I never have anything all hanging out, ever.
Not hanging out, you just look sexy.
Oh, that is very nice, Kate. Thank you.
Yeah. Not so nice about me, but okay. She also said, you did that story and you looked wonderful. Like your skin, you look so glowy. You just looked like an angel. I said, it's called a filter, Kate. She said, no, you would never do that. I'm like, Kate, it's in the corner of the screen. Like you can see when I use a filter. Thank you. But
you would never do that. You love a filter.
No, she said to me, you would never do that. I'm like, I love a filter.
Kate, let me tell you, she loves a filter. And I would say, to be honest with you, sometimes you go a bit heavy filter-wise.
I don't really know what the fuck I'm doing. I just press a button and
yeah,
I'm
but
like, oh, that
sometimes
looks
you
better.
put a filter on, it doesn't even look like you.
I said to her, you're standing next to me in the woods. Look at my face. Does this look the same face that you've just called angelic? She's like, I was like, right. She was so disappointed in me. She felt so let down. I'm sorry, but hello.
You know what? She's got a point. We both know you very, very well. And if someone said to me, would Lauren use a filter?
You'd be like, no.
I would probably say, A, she wouldn't know how to use it.
That is correct, though, because I don't really.
Well, you do.
I don't really.
Well, you do.
Not very well.
No, you use too many.
Oh, okay.
No, you use the wrong ones.
Do you know why? Often, if I'm just putting a story up about like, hey, clubbers, can you feedback on this or whatever, it's often either in the morning before I'm properly dressed or late in the evening when I look like death.
Yeah. You never
And
look like
when
death,
I
but
put
yeah.
the camera in mirror, I'm always shocked at how awful my face looks.
I know that camera, that front-facing camera.
Fuck me.
I know that we're on Apple Podcasts and we're on the top of Spotlight, but Apple iPhone people could just sort the camera out.
Yeah, really.
Really, because that.
Or do we just look like
Or
that?
you know the worst camera ever. I feel like this is more of a conversation for 40ish, but anyway, the worst camera on the planet. My banking app now. When why are you laughing?
Does it have a Face ID or something?
When you put in a new contact,
Yeah.
so you're paying someone that you've never
Yeah.
paid before, they have to take a picture of your face and you have to blink. And it has like an oval. Have you not seen this? It has an oval shape and you have to put your face in it. I don't know what happens, but it ages everybody about 40 years.
Brilliant.
So it doesn't even matter. If I was dressed up to the nines, I've just put all my makeup on and ready to go to a party and I put it on, talk about bringing your self-esteem down. NatWest, you need to do better.
Out.
NatWest and Apple cameras, can you just sort that out? Thank you so much.
Anyway, we've got blouses. We're living for the blouses. I have to say,
Kate, is this sexy? Is this sexy for you?
the autumn clothes are good at the moment.
They're good.
They're good.
They are good.
I bought a pair of red shoes. I did put them up on the stories.
Dorothy. They were Dorothy
They were very
shoes.
Dorothy. I had to take them back because they were so uncomfortable. Even just walking around my bedroom, I only walked around the bedroom. I was like, this ain't going to cut the mustard. I'm too old for uncomfortable shoes. That is a sign of age. I am though. Do you know what I mean?
No, because we need to have this conversation on 40ish.
Okay, I won't have it, but I took them back. But I am in the market, let me just say, for a pair of red shoes. And I think I'm going for some absolute classic
Louboutins.
with an 8-inch heel. No, couldn't be more the opposite. Adidas. I'm going for a bright red trainer.
I love a red trainer.
I think it's going to look amazing.
Goes with everything.
Imagine it with leopard.
Excuse me.
What?
Excuse
The hand is
moi.
The hand is coming out.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
that's not fair.
Why?
I'll tell you why. I know I just sound like my 13-year-old so much. That's not fair. Because I said to you the other day, I need a pair of trainers. I've got a pair of trainers. I'm over these trainers.
Yeah.
And I need some trainers. And you were going to be my trainer consultant. And I feel like what you have now done is taken that and just applied it to yourself with no care or thought for me. We are in the middle of a friendship mini-series. How is that showing up as a friend? I need some trainers.
I will totally come trainer shopping with you, but I've already selected the pair that I want.
What if I want them?
Then you can have them too.
No, we can't walk around the same trainers.
Oh, but we can walk around in the same leopard print pussy bow blouse, can we?
Well, we're not going to wear it at the same time, are we? Trainers, you wear more than I would wear this.
Knowing us, accidentally, we will wear it exactly the same time.
Lauren and I have got a new trick.
Yeah.
The trick is that we always turn up
in the same outfit.
in the same outfit. A version of, but we always style it so differently, don't we? That's what's so funny.
Yes.
Like whether we're both in black tracksuit bottoms and a white vest and a black cardigan, or today we're both in shirts,
flared jeans and a red lip.
high-waisted flared jeans
And a red lip.
and a red lip.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird
We're
like that.
merging.
It
We
was
are becoming
bound to happen.
one.
It was bound to happen.
Sometimes I pick things up, right?
Yeah.
I haven't actually admitted this to you.
Come on.
Sometimes when I'm shopping,
Yeah.
or even online shopping, and I think, oh, that's nice. And then I look at it again and I think, do I like that or do I like that for Lauren?
Yeah.
Oh, no, I like that for Lauren. But now it's getting to the point where I think I like it for me, but I actually don't. I like it for you.
I don't have that issue because if I picked it up and I would be like, oh, that's a nice cropped sweatshirt. I know you would wear it, but I never, couldn't, wouldn't and shouldn't ever wear that. So I don't have that issue.
Stop saying this shouldn't business.
I'm
wear whatever
very-
wear whatever the fuck you want to wear.
Thank you. But I'm very clear on what I'm wearing and what I'm not willing to wear.
So am I.
Yeah, but you can wear different stuff to me. So I can pick it up and identify it for you as good, but very clear that it's not for me.
It's exactly the same vice versa.
Yeah.
You can wear all these gorgeous boho floaty dresses and you look amazing. I look so mumsy and I just look so awful in these things. And you look fabulous and cool and
I don't
hip.
agree. I don't agree. I just think you've just put that in your head.
No, it's not in my head.
Okay.
I'm telling you.
It's just not your. It's just
But that's
not
what
your
I'm saying. You can
aesthetic.
pull things off that I can't and vice versa.
It's fine. We don't have to twin when we dress because we're not twin set
Yet.
yet.
Anyway.
Anyway,
What are we talking about?
We're also not breaking up as friends. because that was what this week's show was all about. How to break up with how to break up with a friend, when to do it, why to do it, how to do it.
Clubbers, have you listened to the show? I have to say, it's a really good show.
I think it's a good show. It's a subject that isn't talked about a lot because, as we said, there's so much language and rules around romantic breakups. You're very aware if you are dating someone or no longer dating them, but you're never really aware when you have made a friend and when you're not really in a friendship. And like, when you make a friend, do you have to be friends with them forever? Do friendships
Well, that's the assumption.
Do they have an expiry date? And why?
Yeah. We asked you guys on our Instagram stories about your breakup stories.
Friendship breakup stories.
Yeah, friendship breakup stories or any difficulty that you were having in certain friendships. And your feedback was amazing. So thank you so much for writing in and taking the time to share your stories with us. We're going to read a few out.
Yes.
And I think it's really interesting to get an idea of what people are navigating, what people are struggling with. And, you know, we're all managing the same stuff and we all feel a similar way about these things,
but
don't we?
we all feel like we're alone and we're the only person dealing with the situation, but we rarely are.
Yeah.
In any aspect.
But that's why I love getting the feedback from our clubbers.
Me too.
Should we keep it all anonymous?
I think we will this week.
Okay, so someone said, a friend broke up with me at a time when we were both experiencing depression. Oh, that's difficult. She didn't have the capacity to support me or to receive support from me. Now, that's an interesting one because I think when someone is struggling with their mental health, it kind of takes on the same rules don't apply, do they? Not that there are any rules, but...
Also, I'd be interested to know that if one or both of them was then feeling better, could they or did they resurrect that friendship? Or did that person who broke up with her just feel like it was done forever? Which is sad because if partly the ending of that relationship was because she was feeling depressed, when she was no longer feeling depressed, would she have had capacity for that friendship again? I don't know.
And also, if you're both struggling with depression, it was probably a good time not to support each other because it might not have been helpful or useful.
Yeah, they could have made each other worse. It's true.
Yeah.
It's true.
Yeah. Someone else said, a very painful ghosting after 15 years by someone I considered a very good friend, and it still hurts 5 years later.
Oh.
I mean, imagine being ghosted by a really good friend. Well, I kind of was.
I mean, we did talk about light ghosting or ghosting light as a way of kind of maneuvering a relationship that you were not feeling was healthy into a different state of being, moving them from a close friend to an acquaintance. But we didn't talk a lot about the person.
You've had that. Someone's done that to you.
Yeah, someone's totally done that to me. I should have talked about that a bit on the show, actually.
Talk about it now.
Yeah, so somebody who I wouldn't say we were very, very close friends, but we were very old friends, was going through something very difficult for them and made a choice, a very active choice to, I would say, condense her friendships down to who she needed around her or wanted around her. And I was not one of those people. And I found that, and I still find that really hard because,
Do you?
Yeah, because I don't want anything from them. I just want to be there for them, but they don't want me. So I guess it's just that feeling of kind of rejection. But also I have no choice but to just accept she's doing the best for herself right now with what she's dealing with. And it's not personal, but it feels personal.
And maybe it is a little bit, but that's also kind of has to be okay, and it's her choice. And the only thing that you can do and have done, by the way, is respect it.
I find it hard to.
I know,
to be honest.
I know that you check in with her every now and then to see how she's doing.
Yeah.
And you always end, don't you? You always end like, if you're ever around for a coffee, let me know. And she never. She's very consistent in it. She never responds to that.
And actually, that's very her because she's always been a person who knows her own mind and how she walks through the world, and she's very boundaried and very clear and very direct. So it's not like that has changed about her. But it's not that different from being dumped by a boyfriend. It's like your feelings about that person don't just disappear because they no longer want to be in a relationship with you.
Yeah.
So, so I'm sorry that it still hurts you 5 years later, and I get it. Someone else said, I was broken up with 2 years ago by a woman who I worked with, but who I also considered a really good friend. When I left the job, I assumed the friendship would survive, but she froze me out. And I saw on social media that she had a big birthday party a month after I left, but I wasn't invited. I have to say it hurt, as I felt that our friendship must have meant more to me than it ever did to her. And I was just a convenient workmate, and it still stings now.
That's why when I said at the end of Monday's show, I think it should be normalised. It's never going to be. But in an idealistic world, it would be great if we could take a friendship inventory. Because if those two had had a friendship inventory at a moment of, right, where are we? How do you consider me a friend? How do I consider you as a friend? And someone would say, you know what? I really enjoy your company, but I do see you as more of a colleague.
Yeah, like when I come in on a Monday, it's great that you're at the next desk. I love sharing a Kit Kat with you and bitching about Brian in accounts.
Yeah.
But I don't really want to socialise with you.
Or I'll socialise with you whilst our circumstances line up, but probably when you leave, we won't be friends anymore.
I mean, that is the case.
Yeah.
With a lot of jobs, isn't it?
And then if she'd have said, oh, I actually considered you a really close friend. I'm like, oh, okay, well, that's where we're both at.
But ouch, though.
Ouch, but it's only an expectation, isn't it?
I guess.
If you'd have had that conversation, I'm telling you, friendship inventory, I'm telling you, I'm onto
something. Are you
something.
going to pioneer it?
I definitely coined it.
Okay. Maybe you should do a friendship inventory.
Evening.
Great.
Event.
Of course.
Want to come? Do you want to come?
I don't think I do want to come, no.
Why? I make it fun. Should we do a friendship inventory with James now?
No. Let's just leave James out of it.
No. I reckon, though. Yeah. I reckon.
Yeah.
If we left the studio, which I would never want to do.
Yeah, well, permanently.
Well, we don't socialise with James.
No, we don't.
So the relationship exists in its own little place.
It does, yeah. In the podcasting space.
In the podcasting studio space.
Yeah.
But we're all very fond of each other.
We are.
So I reckon if we left, we might not see or speak to him. And that would be fine. But if I bumped into him on the street, we'd give each other the most massive hug and we'd be so pleased to see each other.
Totes.
That's how it is.
Totes. Yeah.
But I'm not sure he's going to be coming over for dinner.
He won't if you don't invite him.
That'd be really weird.
He's not just going to rock up at your door, is he? Because that would be really strange.
No, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
but then it comes down to that question of what do you consider a friend? What is a friend?
I think,
and what defines a friend?
There's so many different definitions, and also having friends who are circumstantial friends, as we discussed on the show, like you've had a new baby, you've made some NCT mates. They might not be your best friends 20 years later, but they are in that moment because that's what you need.
A friend, yeah.
Yeah.
So true.
Someone else said, in my 40s, I've had more than one friendship breakup. One in particular totally consumed my days and weeks, mainly because there isn't a rule book, as we said on the show, right? Mainly because there isn't a rule book. I didn't know what to do.
Yes.
In the past,
Feel you.
I had no problem dumping boyfriends. Women have such high expectations of friendship and put such value on it that you think that the option of ending one isn't available to you.
Yes.
However, a particularly toxic and controlling friendship I had to end with a clear boundary set by me.
Wow.
It took all I had in me to cut ties, but the effect is so liberating and I wish I had done it sooner. Great message. Thank you for that.
That is a great message. I want to be friends with this person. Whoever you are, I'm telling you, we would get along very well. Don't you think so? She's boundaried. She knows her own mind. She knows her own worth.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone else said, I had a friend from primary school who I realised once we were 27 was just not someone I wanted to be friends with anymore. She did nothing wrong. Our lives were just so different and we had nothing in common except tales of the playground. I didn't want to make a big deal of it. But when I got married last year, I didn't include her, and I think she got the message. Sometimes friendships have a sell-by date, but it's really awkward to talk about it, which is weird because nobody feels that way about a boyfriend.
Yes. Well, we mentioned this a few times on Monday's show, didn't we?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think those things are so difficult that you are in these relationships purely because they're historic. Again, oh my God, it's coming up again. You haven't taken a friendship inventory.
You're not letting this go, are you?
No, because you don't even need to do it with the other person. But you have to do it with yourself.
Well, we did sort of do that on the first show. Like, what is a friend? And we gave the checklists. Is it a healthy friendship? Is it an unhealthy friendship? So you don't actually need the other person sitting in a room like some sort of FBI interrogation situation for you to know.
But you do it for yourself.
Yeah.
Like where, and the questions are, I'm doing this at the top of my head.
on.
Where, maybe we should make this next week's show.
Friendship inventory.
Yeah, and why it's so important.
Well, let's not talk about it now then. Let's save it.
Well, the ideas are just forming in my head as we speak.
Wonderful. You'll have forgotten about them by the time we've had lunch. What did I say? What did I call it? A friendship what? A friendship test? No, I think it was an inventory. Oh, yeah.
You're absolutely right.
I know.
Because if you do that with yourself, and you take a moment to establish where you are at with that relationship,
Yes.
then that gives you so much information.
Well, we do a lot of things on autopilot,
Yes.
don't we? What we eat, what we wear, where we shop, what we make for dinner. So many things, right? And
Who we socialise with.
And it's very rare to just pause and sit down and go, hang on, I've been going out for dinner with these people for 15 years, but actually I don't really like them.
Yeah.
Wow, they're fucking boring.
Yeah.
My husband...
But COVID was brilliant for that.
It was, but my husband is also amazing at this sort of thing. He just has this kind of gene that I don't possess, where we could like go out for an evening with some people and then we'll come home and he'll go, I didn't really enjoy that. I don't want to see them again. And that is it. Like there is there's no guilt. There's no like, well, we've known them a long time and he doesn't care. It's like, this is how I feel. This is my spare time. This is my evening. It doesn't work for me anymore. Bye-bye.
Oh my God, I would be so upset if Ollie does that to me and Adam.
Be really tricky, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you're coming over for dinner in a few weeks. I bet.
Well, are we? Are we?
I bet.
Well,
Well,
he might have vetoed it.
I might have done a friendship inventory and the answer might be no. No, because we did one last week. We did the friendship inventory on
it's
Monday.
fine.
We're good.
Yeah, but I
didn't realise that I was on a test with Ollie.
But I do respect that about him. Like, I do like the way he's able to just totally put, this is my time, my life, my needs, my wants, my fun.
Yeah, and if it's not fun, what's the fucking point?
But he is kind of right.
He is absolutely right.
The Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid is about performance. Not just on the road, but in life. With not only trunk space, but room to make memories. It's electric, with a backup plan, where the only speed that matters is how fast you can slow down. The Volvo XC60 plug-in hybrid. Performance where it matters the most. Visit volvocars.com/US to learn more.
This is Kristen Bell.
And Adam Brody.
And we're dating.
In our new show, Nobody Wants This.
Right. We're not really dating.
No, in real life, we're married.
Right. Married to other people, not each other.
Oh, this is complicated.
Right. It's just like our love lives in Nobody Wants This, a show about what happens when a bold and sometimes provocative podcast host finds her unlikely match in a sweet traditional rabbi.
Nobody Wants This launches September 26th, only on Netflix.
This podcast is supported by Progressive, a leader in RV insurance. RVs are for sharing adventures with family, friends, and even your pets. So if you bring your cats and dogs along for the ride, you'll want Progressive RV Insurance. They protect your cats and dogs like family by offering up to $1,000 in optional coverage for vet bills in case of an RV accident, making it a great companion for the responsible pet owner who loves to travel. See Progressive's other benefits and more when you quote RV insurance at progressive.com today. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Pet injuries and additional coverage and subject to policy terms.
Okay, we had another message.
Yeah.
This is quite a long story, but it's a great story.
Great.
Hello, girlies, she says. I have a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So I was friends with a girl called Joanna for many years. Wasn't close when I lived in London. I now live in Miami, but I knew her, etc. She then moved to Miami and I did my usual thing and helped her get herself established.
Hang on, why did she also move to Miami? Was she stalking her?
She doesn't say.
Oh.
I don't think so.
Okay.
She
It's
just moved to Miami.
coincidental. Okay.
I set her up with doctors, dentists, etc. She ended up living very close by and we spent time together. She would come to all my friends' parties and get-togethers and we became quite close. She was always very needy. But
red flag,
Yeah.
red flag, red flag. Hate needy people, as previously discussed on former shows.
Yeah.
Allergic.
Yeah, you are.
I cannot abide it.
I also don't love needy people. But you don't mind someone with needs.
That's not the same thing.
I know.
If you have needs, I will cater to those needs.
I'm literally just speaking to it because we have a lot of new listeners on the show at the moment, and I don't want people.
You
to
don't want
think,
them to think I'm an absolute bitch.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not a bitch. If you have needs,
She's not. She's absolutely wonderful.
I will lovingly tend to your needs, but please don't be needy.
Got it?
Okay.
Good. Okay. Where are we?
She was always very needy.
But that was okay, she says. I had training in needy friends.
Oh, okay.
So that's interesting,
Yeah.
isn't it? Over time, she would have a situation with this one and an argument with that one. And she was always trying to impose upon me with her opinions on people or phone me up and have a go about this or tell me that I had done something she deemed to be an incorrect way of living my life. Oh, my God.
She sounds like an actual Real Housewife of Miami. I mean, that's what it sounds like.
She absolutely does. Maybe we should get Andy Cohen on the case.
Is she a member of the Real Housewives of Miami? Are they both?
Is this Larsa? You wouldn't know that because you don't watch Miami,
I don't watch
do you?
Miami, no.
I would try to see her point of view, and over the years, you get used to it and accept it. But because you go way back, I mean, if you've been friends with someone since you were 14, then there has to be a reason that you're still friends. No? Question mark?
Well, that's what we
The
were
sunk
talking
cost
about.
fallacy
Yeah.
again, isn't it? How can you throw away a friendship after so many years? You have to plod away at it. I don't think you do.
Well, you don't have
see,
to,
The
but
thing
you
is,
feel
if you do a friendship inventory,
you don't have to plod away at it, but I totally understand, listener, why you feel that you should, because there's no rules or language around it.
and the fact that you're not really enjoying the friendship, she goes on to say, anymore, gets pushed to the back of the list because, well, you've been friends for 25 years. Totally get it. She once phoned me up and had an almighty go at me about not including her on a list of people that my brother-in-law had sent out inviting people to go to Vegas for our joint parties.
What? Why is that her fault if her brother-in-law sent the list out?
Because it was also her...
Oh, it was a joint party.
It was a joint party.
Oh, I see. Right, yeah.
I had just had a surgery, elective, she says in brackets, and was feeling really rubbish. She didn't ask me how I was, just why she wasn't invited.
Oh, that's not a friend.
I pointed out that I hadn't written the list or been told a message was going out and that I had actually called her privately and asked her. So she had asked her.
Yeah.
Oh my God, this girl sounds like a fucking nightmare.
Can I just say, the joint party to Vegas, this definitely is Real Housewives of Miami. Did you just take this from an episode of the Real Housewives of Miami and put it into a question?
I swear to God, this came into our DMs on Instagram. The fact that she was so ready to jump to the conclusion that it was me in the wrong. We got over that and moved on and things went back to usual.
Episode 3.
Oh, sorry. She says she knew she was wrong and apologised, but that wasn't the point. The fact that she was so ready to jump to the conclusion that it was me that was in the wrong, but we got over that and moved on and things went back to usual, except usual wasn't working for me so much. I mean, understandably, because if someone's just called you up and had an almighty go, you know, that shit takes its toll.
Unless Andy Cohen has phoned her to say, please phone up this person and have a go at them for not inviting you to Vegas, and it's just a production point.
It's not the Real Housewives.
Okay.
They just
It's very glamorous, this person.
They just happen to live in Miami.
Okay.
And I think maybe when you live in Miami, maybe you, like we would go to the Cotswolds for the weekend, they would go to Vegas. What do you think?
Okay. But also, if she's planning on another party in Vegas, you can invite us. We'll come. We're not needy.
Anyway,
Yeah.
we don't even know who she is. A few months later, on one of our regular calls, she phoned me up to complain, as usual, about what I had or hadn't done. I mean, at this
my
point, she's got to
God.
go, right? She's got to go. She started on at me about this person and that person in my life and had a go about family members of mine. Oh my God, cousins, good friends. That is not okay, is it?
No.
She was dredging up stories of wrongs they had done to her over the years, and she couldn't understand why I had them in my life. She really, in capital letters, took issue with one friend who she despised. I wasn't even that close to her, but she basically said, if you choose to have this person in your life, then I don't think I can be in yours anymore.
Wow.
That is so immature. That is so immature. It really is the Real Housewives. It was the straw that broke the camel's back. It was a 2-hour conversation that just blew my mind. I told her that I do some really important charity work with this other friend and I wasn't going to jeopardize the fundraising and life-changing work we did because she was giving me an ultimatum. Good for you. I also told her that I was clearly not making her happy if she constantly had to phone me up and have a go at me and my life choices, and that honestly, it was her and not me that needed to make some life choices.
Yeah,
Ooh, that's
correct.
Good. I told her, if you can't be happy with me in your life and I make you feel this way, then you need to decide if my friendship is healthy for you. I told her I would always be there, but this had to be her choice because I wasn't going to be told anymore what to do. I wasn't going to wait every 6 months for a blow up. I was done with this pattern. She needed to decide if she could be friends with me on my terms. No more ultimatums, no more expectations. This is me. I'm a great person and a wonderful friend. I'm very happy with who I am. And if you can't be happy with me as I come, then I'm not good for you. She put the phone down and never spoke to me again.
Good riddance, I'd say.
Yeah. If the truth be told, I have missed her over the years. When her grandma died, I really fought with myself not to call her. Her grandma raised her, so it must have been the hardest time for her. But I decided not to because that's not really a friendship if you just come together over an upsetting moment in life. She had made her choice and I was going to respect it. I've gotten used to not having her in my life. There's still times I miss her, but menopause has made it easier because I forget about her along with my children's names, and even if I've left the pasta on the stove.
Love it. Love it.
But that to me sounds like what you just said, good riddance. Like,
the only thing I would say is I don't think there was a right or a wrong decision with getting in touch or not getting in touch when her grandma died, because I think by sending that message, she wasn't resurrecting the friendship. She was just acknowledging, I'm sorry, I know that must have been really hard for you. So I understand.
Well, you don't know if she's needy.
Oh,
you
that's
don't know
true.
what
She
that could have. She probably didn't want to escalate.
I'm saying I
things.
don't think there was a right or a wrong, but I don't think it would have been wrong if she messaged that.
There is actually.
Why?
There was a right for her.
Yeah, which is fine.
And what she did was she chose to respect herself and not put someone else's needs before her own, because this was not a good friend to her.
This person sounds
toxic,
slightly unhinged. I mean, I'm trying to imagine either ringing someone up for 2 hours and having a go at them about everything, or someone ringing me up. I can't understand. That's not a relationship.
What would you do if someone called you up and had a whole go at you?
I'd be really shocked. I'd be really, really stunned. And I would wonder where on earth this would come from. And I certainly wouldn't feel like this person is my friend.
I definitely would not be stunned, because with my very old close girlfriends, this shit does happen. There have been phone calls where one of us has called the other one up and had a go at them. I'm not saying it's healthy or it's a good move in adult life, but it does happen. So I do understand that. And you can get caught up in these very unhealthy dynamics without even realizing that you're in it, like she did.
Well, listen, she said she's been friends with this woman since they were 14. So the dynamic had been set a long time ago. And I think when you are in lifetime friendships, it's sort of like the teenage rules still apply in the adult relationship.
I think the dynamics are very hard to shake.
Well, you can't.
Yes.
How can you shake it? Because you grow up, but you
all change.
You all change, but you haven't changed the dynamic of the friendship you form when you are children. If one of you is the bossy one, one of you is the difficult one. It's like family dynamics, right? They always say you're all in your 40s, but then you all come home for Christmas Day.
And you're the 7-year-old girl again.
You slot into the role that is assigned to you. The quiet one, the naughty one, the argumentative one.
Yeah, totally.
There's no getting out of that, even though you have grown up and you are an adult. And I think it's the same with this friendship that she's talking about and with what you're talking about. It's like, it's set in stone.
The dynamics are the dynamics.
Yeah.
Because people have an idea of you.
Yes.
But sometimes you need to, it's back again, take a friendship inventory. It's amazing. This is like the gift that keeps on fucking giving.
But I do also.
Seriously.
I
am blowing my own mind. Can I just say, go me.
But I do also
Laura's
think...
not giving me anything. Nothing. She's not like saying, you know what, you are clever, Nicole. And I think that is a great idea. And I think we should do more of a show on this. And I really understand where you're coming from. All she does is every time it comes out, she just starts laughing.
What I was going to say to you...
How wonderful I am.
Yeah. No, what I was going to say to you was, we don't have a dynamic because we met as 40-year-old women. We were very much set in our adult ways, our adult behaviour, and we also don't have a shared history. So there is nothing to kind of fall back on or expect of each other. We just came as fully formed beings, which is both helpful and unhelpful because
I don't think it's unhelpful.
I do in a way because we've had to we've spent 5 years piecing bits together about our childhoods, our history, our families, so that we have an understanding of why we are the way we are and why we behave the way that we behave. But we don't have an expectation that was set decades ago about how we should show up, which to me is very healthy.
I agree. And you don't have any preconceived ideas of me and vice versa.
No.
You take me and accept me for who I am today.
Well, that's all I know.
Yeah.
I don't know you age 15.
No. And likewise.
So, you know.
My feeling is you weren't so different.
I wasn't so different, no. But I feel like I would have been quite intimidated by you when we were younger. I do. I mean, I don't know. That's hard to say because I didn't know you. But I do, you know, you're less intimidating when I know you. But I think not knowing you, I would find you quite intimidating.
Well, you weren't intimidated when you first met me.
No, I just thought like, she's a sexy grown-up woman.
This is word sexy keep coming up. Can we drop it? It's like really weird. It's getting weird. Why does this word sexy keep coming up?
Own it. Just own it. What's wrong with it?
It's making me very hot and flustered. I need to like, undo the because you know
that's worse. Don't start stripping.
Right. Okay. Well, I did actually find our first episode that we ever recorded together.
I know you sent it to me and I can't listen to it.
I can't even tell you. Right.
Really
so I
funny?
did put it. I put it on. I found the link and I put it in the show notes of last week's show. I don't know why I did that.
Take it out.
I listened.
Is it hideous?
I'm hideous. You're fine.
I'm sure that's not true.
So coachy.
Are you?
I was in my real coaching headspace.
Right.
And I was talking about self-worth and truth. And it was just so, I can't tell you how fucking cringy I am.
Oh
I
my
almost
God.
want to scream.
I don't want to
shut
listen.
up.
I don't want to listen
You're
to it.
fine.
I'm sure I'm not. And I don't want to listen to it.
Although,
oh God,
you do have strong opinions
that hasn't changed
about doulas
and packing.
I haven't got to. I couldn't listen to. I listened like literally. I'm hot and sweaty thinking about it. I listened to the first 10 minutes.
Yeah,
and I just couldn't bear myself.
This must be like people who hook up on Love Island and then get married and then they watch themselves meeting on Love Island.
Who gets married from Love Island? Absolutely nobody.
Molly May and Tommy Fury.
They split up.
I know. But imagine being in this long-term relationship and then looking back at the time when you're standing in a bikini by the pool saying something really cringy. I bet it's like that. But we were dressed.
And we're like in my loft.
Yeah.
And it sounds like we're in an echo chamber. It's like
Well, it's a big loft.
I mean,
I do remember
the
going up
acoustics
there.
are absolutely dreadful. It's just so shit.
Is it?
You're not shit. You're fine. I can't. I
think I'm
bear
gonna,
myself.
I'm going to give it a pass.
I want to have a listen.
I can't. It makes me cringe.
Anyway, I don't want you to ever be. I'm not remotely intimidated. You are a formidable woman, may I say?
I get told that I'm a little scary. I obviously think I'm an absolute fucking walkover. I think you're a little scary, but you're not when you know you. But I think
How am I scary? What is scary?
You're just quite, the same. You're quite formidable.
Am I?
Yeah. Like if I saw you as a stranger at a party, a complete stranger, I just saw you, I'd probably want to talk to you, but I wouldn't always be sure if I could, if I would be able to approach you. And then once I did and I spoke to you, I'd be like, yeah, okay, she's really cool. But I don't know if I would feel like, it would depend on my mood. I think I would feel a little intimidated. I
think I would feel the same, by the way.
You?
But I think what would happen is we'd either meet at the bar or I'd meet you in the toilet.
Yeah.
And then we'd sort of connect over something.
Because we'd probably be wearing the same fucking thing.
Or I'd drop my lipstick on the floor and you'd pick it up and it would be love at platonic first sight. Yeah. Platonic love at first sight.
I don't know. I've been told I'm a bit scary, but
you
are.
You are.
I'm so not.
You're very formidable. My best friend who met you for the first time, and that was in COVID, and it was online when we couldn't be together.
Yeah.
And she was like, she is very confident. Those were her exact words.
I mean, I think I take that as a compliment.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
But I think she was intimidated by you.
Interesting. I wish I was a little more intimidating.
Why?
Because I just feel like I'm a bit of a walkover most of the time.
You know,
it's interesting, isn't it? How one is perceived.
You're not a walkover.
It's interesting.
And if Ollie was sat here, I wish he was, because he'd be like,
Ollie.
if fucking
Ollie
only.
is the person who is least scared of me in the whole world.
So, rightly so.
Yeah. He knows I'm a pushover.
You're not a pushover. You are not a pushover.
It's very...
I asked you something the other day. I'm like, I think we should such and such. And you were like, no, I disagree. It's a bad idea. Forget it. I'm like, okay. That is not a walkover. You remember what I'm talking about? Whether we should release a show on Monday. Remember?
I do remember, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember. Yeah.
And that was the end of the conversation. That's not a walkover.
It's funny how one perceives oneself as opposed to how other people perceive you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I always feel like I wouldn't say boo to a goose, but you clearly don't feel like that about me. So.
I would hate it if you were like that. I feel like you absolutely know your own mind.
Oh, I do know it, but I don't always want to say it. Not always.
Well, you always say it with me, and
because I feel comfortable and able to.
And I'm delighted that you feel that way.
And also, you don't think I'm a bitch if I say it, so that's okay.
No, it would really fuck me off if you never gave me your opinion. That would be a nightmare.
I don't know. I don't mind.
Or whatever. I don't mind.
I don't mind.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work.
Okay, well, I feel like we've done another inventory. So are you happy now? Is your inventory cup fulleth? Does it runneth over?
I'm going to do an inventory with all my friends.
Okay, God help them.
Well,
Get ready, Nicole's
In
friends.
fact, I've got a girls' night tonight, and I think we should all sit there and do a friendship inventory.
Should we write it this afternoon? Then you can print it out and give everyone an A4 sheet.
Yeah. Maybe I'll send it before we all get there so they can do their homework.
God help you, Nicole's friends. Good luck to you tonight. You'll need a few drinks in you.
So next week, we're coming back with another show about friendship.
We're not going to tell you about it until Monday. You'll have to listen in.
The only reason she's not telling you is because we're not quite sure what it is.
We actually are.
Are we?
Yeah.
Friendship inventory.
Friendship inventory.
Listen, clubbers, if we come back on Monday with a show on friendship inventory, I want you to all know that I basically won.
Laura, and then I am a pushover.
Yeah. She's not. Promise you she's not. Anyway, if you want to be in touch, hello at theselfcareclub.co.uk. Come be part of the conversation. Please come follow us on all of our socials at Self Care Club Pod. That's on Instagram. That's on TikTok. That's on YouTube. Come follow our new show, 40ish. That's 40ish. Have I forgotten anything?
No, but don't forget to listen to 40ish because it's a right rollicking middle-aged rant.
Stop saying rollicking. Stop it.
It's a fun show about being in midlife. And it's a little bit rude and there's swearing in it. My mum said it was fine. She could cope with it perfectly well.
Yeah, but we haven't released the episode where we dropped the C-bomb.
No, but she did say, is there going to be sex in every episode? I said, there isn't really sex in any of them, Mum. Are they all about sex? No, Mum, they're not. Okay, that was her comment.
Great. Very helpful. Thank you, Jackie. But we do love any feedback that you want to share with us because we find it... We want to know. We want to know how you're finding the shows.
Yeah.
So we'll be back on Monday, and then next Thursday is when we release 40ish.
Yes.
There's a lot going on, but just come and join us on all of our socials, and thank you so much for listening.
See you on Monday.
Hello, I'm Mark.
And I'm Bethan.
And we're the hosts of Seeing Red.
We deliver intriguing, terrifying and dumbfounding true crime stories each and every week.
With a focus on cases from the UK, we do occasionally venture overseas. We've covered everything from the mysterious death of professional footballer Emiliano Sala to the attempted murder of Victoria Cilliers, a woman who fell from the sky and lived to tell the tale. Binge our bulging back catalogue and join us every Wednesday for a new episode of Seeing Red.